Hey there, and welcome to college football 2018 season. We're talking about week two, a recap of what went on. I'm John.
I'm Josh.
And we want to look at it was one of those weeks that was not a remarkable, no tough ranked schedule teams, not a lot.
Right.
And most of it was very predictable.
Oh, absolutely. Most of the games ended up the way that they should have, but there was one or two slips.
Yeah, there were. So let's start off with UCLA, Chip Kelly, go back to him, and Oklahoma. We thought Oklahoma was going to take this game, and they sure did.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no bumps in the road for Oklahoma this week, and honestly, probably not for a while. They're a solid team. There's nothing against UCLA at this point. They're just not at the level of competition or coaching yet to really compete with quality programs.
I think the biggest question, with that 49-21 win, I think the biggest question is, everybody's saying Oklahoma, they're the team to beat.
Yeah, and their quarterback just got on the Heisman watch list on ESPN. Like they're a very quality program, and they're always going to have talent. The question is, are they going to slip up anywhere along the way, or can they keep rolling the entire time?
Yeah. Okay, and the next game was Georgia versus South Carolina, and we predicted this was an easy game for Georgia, and it really turned out to be.
I feel like they ranked South Carolina just to try to make it look more interesting when they were playing Georgia. This was just a roll. Like, they ran it down South Carolina's gut the entire time. There was never really a moment where you're sitting there like, oh, hey, South Carolina has a chance to pull this off. It was just, oh, there goes Georgia again.
Yeah, no chance in this one for sure.
No.
Georgia, I mean, they're a contender. And they're showing that. South Carolina, though, yeah, it's hard to know exactly what they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one would be the Clemson Texas A&M game.
Yeah, this was game day.
Wow.
This was a good one.
It was very interesting. It showed a lot, and wow, was it controversial as well?
Oh, yeah, so many horrible calls by the refs. Their quarterback did absolutely phenomenal, Texas A&M's.
Yeah.
And he gave it his all, but they just... in the end, a couple bad calls came their way, and it just hurt them.
Yeah, and okay, let's give kudos to the Texas A&M fan base.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just so impressed with that fan base. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's go back to the game. I really feel like that final call, the review of the play, I really felt like they had missed it. That when he fumbled the ball, that it was clearly out of bounds, and they called it a touchback, gave the ball to Clemson, and that was the potential for Texas A&M to have won that game.
And we talked, this was essentially the only game Clemson was going to possibly lose on their whole schedule.
Yeah, I mean, they really have nothing left on their schedule, so they're going to go undefeated. I think literally the players could be blindfolded and still win the rest of their season.
Okay, yes. We were saying, hey, their schedule's almost as bad as UCS at this point.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely, just nothing left.
Okay, let's move on from that one. Okay, so USC plays Stanford.
Right, this was, I don't think USC is necessarily a bad team this year. They have some talent.
Yeah.
But offensively, honestly, neither team could really get too much going. But Stanford, they're just able to play all four quarters defensively, and that's what really killed USC. They just couldn't score.
So the question is this: Is Stanford a contender?
I think Stanford is a great program. They have a great team this year. I do not think they're going to make it to the playoffs.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah. All right, now. Okay, so last week's game, or the week before, we had Yukon and saw them get demolished.
Right, by UCF, 56-17.
And so the question is, as they were moving in to play Boise this past week, what was Boise going to do against them?
Right, and Boise crushed Yukon. If we compare it to the UCF game, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
They won that game 62-7. They got 800 plus yards on offense and 300 minus yards for the Yukon offense.
So you're saying that Boise was much more
dominant. Absolutely. And the AP polls noticed that, and all the other polls noticed that, and are now putting Boise as the highest ranked Group of 5 team.
Okay.
Yeah, so easy win for them. They look great. Brett Rippon is also in Heisman talk now.
We'll talk later about what Boise is facing next. But,
but
before we do that.
Yeah, they're getting good recognition.
Yes, they will. And they are. They are, absolutely. So, Notre Dame, they had a challenging game against
Ball State.
Who? Ball State.
Ball State.
Ball State challenged them.
It was super close. 24-16.
Yeah. Which just brings to mind a whole bunch of questions about Notre Dame.
It absolutely does. Is Notre Dame actually going to be legit this year? Are they ever as legit as they say they're going to be?
They never seem to be. Since grief,
before I was
the
born.
80s.
So they really struggled.
Yeah.
And I was extremely unimpressed. Watched some of that game. They just didn't have a lot going for them.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I can really say about Notre Dame.
Okay, your upset of the week last week, one was
of them.
Pitt and Penn State. And
it was close.
Okay. 51-6 was not very close.
So Penn State's obviously better than I thought they were.
Yeah.
Either that or Pittsburgh's just the
their
worst
first
team
game
that's ever played football.
We thought they weren't that good.
And the reason I chose the game is because it was a first game week. I was like, oh, maybe they're not as good. It was just first game jitters, clearly.
Yeah.
They're steamrolling probably for a good bit now.
That doesn't necessarily mean a lot about Pitt.
That's true, but I don't think Pitt's necessarily a bad. They're like average ACC.
Okay. All right. Michigan State, Arizona State.
Got it. Let's go.
This is the one you got.
Okay, yeah, feels good, guys.
It's nice to get one of those.
1 out of 3 so far.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a super close game.
Yeah, it was.
I watched most of it, even though it was incredibly late at night. But Michigan State just does not look good this year. They struggled against Utah State. Coming to this game, clearly Arizona State watched the right film.
Yeah.
They were just able to pull it off in the end and win the game.
They were.
So
close
Michigan
one,
State
16-13, but still.
They're still ranked. They probably won't be for much longer. I feel like they're just going to probably have an extremely average season.
Once they start facing Michigan, Ohio State, they're out. They're done.
I don't know which power programs in their conference they play this year, but anytime they play like a great program, I do not see them winning.
All right, let's move to a monstrous game. Oh my goodness, in the SEC.
Oh yeah,
Kentucky versus Florida. I mean, Florida has dominated.
Oh, this was huge. No one likes Florida. First off,
dominated since 1986.
Yeah, this was just so much fun. Kentucky comes in and wins 27-16.
Yes,
breaking a 31-year streak. They better still be partying right now.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Without a doubt.
Wow. Good on you, Kentucky.
Yeah. So Kentucky. So then that begs the question, as far as the SEC East, Kentucky?
No, it's Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's Georgia, but is the next closest Kentucky?
I hope not. For that side of the SEC.
I mean, who else is there?
Tennessee? No, they suck.
All right, so maybe Kentucky or Vandy. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about.
Anyways,
Vandy. Okay. So the final game, your alma mater.
Yeah.
Stanford and Florida State. Oh my goodness! I mean, Stanford. They really did. They controlled the game.
Oh, they absolutely did. What it came down to was the 4 interceptions by Devlin Hodges, who still had a good game.
Yeah.
When you're expected to throw the ball, as much as he did, it's hard not to have a number of mistakes. But it just came down to the end. The defense let Florida State drive, and then a pick six just destroyed the motivation and everything. It was at the last second, so they just weren't able to pull it off. Yep. But they had Florida State scared. I had a bunch of friends who were at the game. They said the fan base was extremely rude, which is always a great thing. That means that you gave them a run for their money.
Could they ever be as rude as the Georgia fan base?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay, probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Alrighty. Well, so that's the recap of the week 2. A lot of interesting things, considering the fact that it was such a off week in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the games we talked about was more just based off of the fact that these teams look great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, thanks for joining us, and we will join you soon or talk about the week 3 preview in very little time.